Soy así, así, la misma que cuando me mientes. Impresióname, tú me vuelves.
Good morning, everyone. When did it rain? Oh, it's raining right now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know, I have my headphones on. But I'm walking to Church's Chicken. So to give you guys a little life update, I just got a job. I'm either gonna start today or Friday because I think I'm working nights. This is so awkward. I hate vlogging. What is up? So now I'm back in my house. It was just super awkward to vlog when I was outside. I'm really not a vlogger, so it was super awkward for me. So I waited till I got back home to do it. But basically, I don't even know where to look. Hold up. So basically, I had to go to Church's Chicken, one that was close to my house, not one that I'm working out, but one that was close to my house, to pick up a uniform. And so I got my uniform. My hat is right there. My hat is right there. They gave me 2 masks. They gave me 2 shirts and 2 pairs of pants and a belt. They literally give you everything. Like, you don't even have to use your own pants, which is, I wash my own clothes. I don't take them to the laundromat. So they give me 2 pairs of pants, which is super helpful because obviously then I don't have to wash every like 2 days or every day, whatever. I wanted to give some advice because I know that some people may be looking for jobs and it might be hard, especially if you don't speak Spanish. You know, I've noticed a lot because it's even hard for people that are from here and that speak Spanish to find a job. It's just limited amount of jobs. Basically, it's, you know, pretty much that. But I would say if you don't speak Spanish, don't be strict on yourself about what jobs you can and cannot apply for, because you never know, you know, like apply anywhere that you can apply. Apply to work at casino, apply to work at a hotel, apply to work at you know, at a restaurant, apply to work at the mall somewhere. Like, there's so many different jobs that are available to you, and you may not even realize it. You know, they may be looking for someone who speaks English and you may think, oh, you know, because I speak English and I don't speak Spanish, they won't hire me. It's possible, but it's also possible that they will hire you. I start work on Friday. There's a couple tips I wanted to give you guys if you guys are looking for a job or do want to get a job or whatever, that I wish somebody had told me from coming from out of the States. If you have your own business or whatever, I have no idea what you need for that. But I mean just like a regular 9-to-5 working, it doesn't have to be a 9-to-5, but you know what I mean, working fast food, working in the mall, different things like that. Obviously different places have different things that you need, but for the majority of places there are 2 things that you're going to need that are very, very important. So I remember when I applied to Chili's, when I basically got hired to Chili's, but I didn't take the job, which was some months back when I had my car. I remember that they asked for a COVID test and I didn't want to take the COVID test. So I just decided I wasn't going to work there, and it actually worked out because obviously I don't have my car anymore, so I don't know how I would be getting to work right now. I mean, walking obviously, but that would be a lengthy walk. The job that I'm working actually is a lengthy walk anyway, but that's besides the point. So 2 things that are super, super essential that I wish someone had told me how to get them or how to go about getting them, is the certificado de salud y el certificado de buena conducta. So these are 2 things that are essential in basically any job that you need or any job that you would work at, whether you're working somewhere in the mall like at Foot Locker, or whether you're working at Church's Chicken or McDonald's, wherever, then this is something that you would definitely need. And before I go any further, let me just plug in some promo here real quick. So this is my website. I just opened it this morning. I'm selling lip scrubs and lip oils. I only have 1 lip oil at the moment, but there is more on the way. So yeah, if you guys are looking for lip scrubs or lip oils, I ship within the United States and to obviously Puerto Rico. So if you guys are looking for lip scrubs, you know, just hit up my website. So I'm not selling them through my shop right now because my shop, I'm having a problem with the website thing that they're not letting me take payments, but I am selling them through my Instagram. So I will have my Instagram on the screen, and I will also link it down below so that you guys can check it out. Also, don't forget to check out my music. I will have the links to all my music down below. Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, you name it, AudioMac. I have my music on all streaming platforms, so be sure to check out my music as well. I have a song coming out very, very soon. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a few tips on how to go about getting the Certificado de Salud y Certificado de Buena Conducta, because they literally gave me the runaround when I was trying to do it, because I'm not from here, so I don't know where, you know, to get all these things. In the States, we don't have to get a Certificado de Salud or a Certificado de Buena Conducta. Pero basically, the Certificado de Buena Conducta basically is like your driver's license. So if you're from Puerto Rico or you have a driver's license here in Puerto Rico, then you can get it online. You just have to go to the website for, just type in Certificado de Buena Conducta Puerto Rico, and they will have like the website there where you just put in your driver's license number and you can get your Certificado de Buena Conducta. It basically just states that you're don't have like anything on your record, you know, felonies, and that you're in good standing in Puerto Rico, ¿verdad? So like that type of thing. But since I don't have a license from Puerto Rico, I have a license from the States. I had to actually go to the police station, which was, it's close in driving, but it's not close in walking. So basically the short moral of the story is they require you to bring so if you're doing it online and you have a driver's license from here in Puerto Rico, then you don't have to worry about this.
Six and a half hours later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Dogs are so damn extra. If you do have to go to the police station, you're going to need a birth certificate, your social security, and make sure that they're original copies. Birth certificate, social security, and a driver's license. I think you can use a passport or like a regular ID, I guess. I brought my driver's license and a stamp. So this is where I had the major problem, was getting the stamp. So it's a stamp of $2.50. I had a big problem getting this stamp because when I first called, they told me that I would need a stamp for $2.50. They didn't tell me that I could get it there. They didn't tell me where I could get it. They just told me that I needed a stamp for $2.50 because I didn't realize that it was different from a regular postal stamp. It's not a postal stamp. I could not get it. I went to a UPS or like a postal service place, and they don't carry them. They don't sell them there. The lady told me they sell them at Cesco. So I did it online at Cesco because Cesco is always packed. So I got the one online, and I thought that I would take the one online and get an official, you know, stamp, like, you know, a stamp. Like I showed them the code online because that's basically what it said, is that you buy it online, you can show them the code and they'll give you whatever it is, right? But I guess it didn't apply to the stamps because when I went to Cesco, they told me that I already have the stamp, that is the stamp. So I'm like, okay, great, cool. So I went to the police station. They were actually closed that day that I went, or the time that I went, they were closed. So I had to walk there on this past Monday. So today's Wednesday. On Monday, I walked over there and I gave him all my documents, and he's like, oh, you need the stamp. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have it on my phone. And he told me no. And I was like, what do you mean no? And he's like, no, that doesn't work. We don't accept the digital ones, right? Luckily for me, they sold them. They had like a little machine at the police station, literally in that same room. He scared me because he was telling me, no, I need a stamp, but he didn't say that there was literally a machine right next to me. He's like, oh, well, if you have money, you can pay for it over there. Always carry cash, because it's happened to me a lot of times, but I always carry cash. But it's happened to me a lot of times where you can only pay either with ATH Móvil or with cash. And I don't have ATH Móvil, and I can't get it because I don't have a bank account in Puerto Rico. So I end up having to pay cash. So just another tip, a side note tip, is try and carry cash. So I bought the stamp there, and he told me that basically the stamps, the digital ones, don't work at the police station, or some places accept them and other places don't. In order to buy the stamp that I needed, the stamp for $2.50, which I don't have it because he has it, but so it basically looks like this, but it's $2.50. So this one's a 25-cent one, which I bought on accident. It's the one for $2.50. So he said that you can buy them at a pharmacy like Walgreens, or I guess other types of pharmacies. And you can just look up where to buy them. I actually did see a couple places, but one of them was the postal office, and they didn't sell them there. So I don't know if they normally do, or at other ones they do, and they just didn't sell them at the one I went to. I don't know where else he said, but I know he said the pharmacy. But you can just look it up. I did see some places, but it's a stamp or a sello for $2.50. So they'll basically just ask you some questions about, like your address and whatever. They'll write down your social security number and all that. And yeah, but just make sure that you're bringing your birth certificate, some type of form of identification like a passport, ID, driver's license, and your social security card. And you'll be good, and they'll give it to you then and there on the spot. So for the certificado de salud, I didn't know where to get it. I was kind of confused. I didn't even know what it was because, like I said, in order to get a job in the States, we don't have anything like that. You don't have to prove that you're healthy, really. I mean, you have to take like a physical exam, right? But it's kind of different. But basically, certificado de salud is a certificate that says that you're healthy. I don't know how it's determined by these tests that you're healthy, but whatever. So it's basically a test of tuberculosis, a test of syphilis, and right now, if you're touching food, maybe handling food, you just have to have a throat test. So it's called the cultivo de garganta, and it's just like a throat swab, I guess. But it works super quick. I went on Friday, and it said it could take like 8 days online, but no. I went on Friday, and I came back on Monday so that they could check my tuberculosis thing and that they could give me my certificate. And they also gave me a separate paper for my cultivo de garganta, which is just a separate paper, obviously. But if they ask for it, make sure that you ask your job. So that's what they told me over the phone, is to make sure to ask my job if I need the cultivo de garganta or not. It just depends on what job you have. I think if you work in like a Foot Locker or like a retail, then you don't need the cultivo de garganta. But if you work in like restaurants, fast food, then you do need it. Yeah, so that's the other thing that you need. You can get that in any hospital, any clinic. Here in Mayagüez, there's a Hospital San Antonio, which is the one that I went to. Across the street, there's Hospital Perrea, something like that. And I think they do it there as well. But just check any hospital. Literally just look up a hospital in your area and ask them if they do certificado de salud. And if not, they'll probably refer you to a place that does. And if they do, then they'll tell you, yeah, we do. Like I said, I know for me, I had to go in on a Friday. And they basically, obviously, if you're not a part of the hospital, they'll just ask you your name and all the other information that they typically ask you when you go to like a hospital. And then they'll send you to like the clinic area or like the testing area, I guess. And it all happened super quick. The only thing was that the person who was taking my name and stuff had messed up my name. They spelled it wrong, so there was like this whole thing, and I told them, obviously. And so I had to get that redone. But other than that, everything was pretty quick. There's a little bit of a line, since I think Friday might be not the only day that they do it, but it was the last day of the week that they do it. So there's a lot of people there, and they don't do it on Thursdays. So, but I think they take the Saturday and Sunday to, do the test, to review everything, and then so that they can give it to you on Monday. So like I said, it only took the weekend, and that was it. So it happened really, really quick, really fast. So I got everything done on Monday, basically, and I was able to send it over. But yeah, so certificado de salud, super simple. Like I said, just call hospital and ask them like, hey, do you do certificado de salud? And if they tell you yes, then, you know, you can head down there, or just, you know, listen to whatever it is that they tell you if there's anything that you need to bring. I didn't need to bring anything with me. If you don't know your social security, I would say bring your social security card. But other than that, there's nothing, you know, that you need to bring. Oh, I lied. It did cost $45. It cost a good chunk, but the most expensive thing was the cultivo de garganta. So if you're not getting that, if you're working retail and you don't need it, don't pay for it. If you're not planning on working in, you know, food or anything like that, do not pay for the cultivo de garganta because you don't need it. And it's the most expensive thing. It's like somewhere like $20, I think. Make sure that you need it if you're gonna get it. If you don't need it, don't pay for it. So it has a date of a year. My bad, not 2 years. I forgot that we're in 2021 already. It has a date of 1 year, so every year you have to renew it in order to work. But like I said, it's actually a lot more simple to get, but if you know where to get it and if you know where to go. So that's why I'm making this video, so that you guys don't have to do the runaround that I had to do. I would say also, if you're looking for, you know, a job, make sure that you're I would say definitely come with something on your resume, especially if you don't really speak Spanish as your first language. Come with something on your resume. I always put on my resume that English is my first language and that I speak a intermediate level of Spanish. But like I said, I think the best thing that you can do, honestly, is just learn some Spanish, and I think it'll help you out a lot. It'll go a long way. I'm 99% sure that my manager can tell that my first language is not Spanish, but I try my best and I do my best, and I work on what I need to work on, you know. And I think that's just the mentality that you have to have, even if you don't speak Spanish, even if you speak English, you know. And a lot of times, I think some really good positions for people who don't speak Spanish would be like cook, dishwasher, maybe like a busser at a restaurant, or working in a warehouse, just different things like that. Where if you don't feel comfortable talking to other people, and if you do, well then, you know, you have a whole wide open block basically. But basically all I did was I just went online and I just applied to different places. I used Indeed, I used Clasificados Online. So the thing about Clasificados Online is it's not usually big businesses, it's smaller businesses typically. There's a lot of jobs for teachers on there. If you're a teacher, there's a lot of job openings at the university. So they typically have smaller businesses on there. But on Indeed, obviously they have the bigger businesses, the McDonald's, the Subways, the Church's Chicken, the whatever. But don't always just go off of these things. I know obviously you guys probably know this already, but you might not realize that places are hiring even when they're hiring. My Church's Chicken that I'm starting to work at, they said that they have like nobody, like they basically are looking for people like this, like right now. And I didn't even know that. I just was like, oh, what's around me? What restaurants are around me? And I actually wasn't applying to that Church's Chicken specifically, but they didn't ask. I guess it was just like an open thing, whatever Church's Chicken is in the area. And there's like 4 or 5 different Church's Chickens here, but it's okay. So I went online and I applied to Church's Chicken, and they ended up calling me back, interviewing me, and hired me. So, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, for sticking with me. As usual, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below, or to message me on Instagram or any of my social medias. Once again, thank you guys for watching my video, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.
Impresióname, llena mi mente de locuras. Me temo que no hay